The lab director is looking for me. He wants me in his office. During the meeting, he tells me that it is an unjustified alarm, that with these very few cases I cannot make certain statements. In short, it seems to me he was quite agitated, beyond the threshold that I would define normal in this matter. I reply that I know that very well, and that more studies are needed to verify or rule out my hypothesis, but that it is necessary to do so, and that the FDA would certainly agree with me. At this point, the director, without taking his eyes off his papers, tells me to leave the research in his hands. He will speak to the manufacturing corporation and assures me that they will do a proper research into it. Then, looking at me for a moment, as if he was waiting to see my reaction, he concludes by telling me to devote myself to something else. I tell him that I have already a research plan and I am ready to start. Further irritated, he tells me to drop it and above all to suspend the full report for the FDA as well. He will write it, so he wants me to pass all the data to him. My preliminary report in the meantime had also reached the top of the manufacturing corporation. With a little disappointment, I leave his office and return to mine. Why that reaction from the director? Why so agitated and irritated? Well, I walk into my office and pick up all the other pending cases to decide priorities. The director calls his secretary. We have the glass-walled offices with blinds up that allow me to see everything. I approach the corridor and hear her repeating, "Mr. Bisper, okay, I will call him right away." He is one of the men at the top of the corporation. I call the secretary myself and I tell her that I would like to listen to the conversation. She tells me, laughing, that I'm mad. But we are good friends. We have a beautiful friendship. I insist a little, and in the end, she allows me. She tells me that if the director finds out, she will get fired, and in that case, she would kill me. I tell her not to worry. He won't realize it, as I will deactivate the microphone. "I owe you dinner." I thank her for the favor. During the conversation, I hear Bisper threatening the director, telling him to do the job for which he is paid. He says that 2 years waiting for further studies to verify this very remote hypothesis will make him lose the millions of his bonus, and it will affect the stock market quotes. He continues saying to the director, "Can you imagine what the head of my corporation would say?" He offers the director $200,000 more, calling it expense assistance. Then they say goodbye to each other. So I infer that he has received money previously. I have always suspected that in the big companies go beyond the law, but to see it and hear it with one's own eyes and ears is different. Now I am scared. A shiver runs through my whole body, thinking about the voices that circulate, saying that these multimillionaire companies can also become violent. Then I think back, no, it doesn't happen. They are things you see in movies. But it is not right. Even if remote, my hypothesis must be verified. It affects everyone's health. In the evening, I call my father and tell him the story. He rightly worries. He tells me to be careful. I could lose my job or, worse, get into trouble because those people are powerful and dangerous. They have enough money and friendships to move states. After a few weeks, I call a friend who works in the manufacturing corporation. I have never met him, but I have talked to him by phone many times during all these years of working relationship. He tells me that the preliminary report of the new colorant that they have passed to him does not show any critical issues and that the corporation is accelerating to put it on the market. This proves that somebody had changed my report. Without giving any explanations, I quickly end the conversation. I'm furious. I run around the corridors trying to find the director. Holding back all my anger, I tell him that the report circulating has been completely changed. Coldly, he replies, "Not to worry. It is none of my business." I tell him that he will send an informative email to the FDA to make sure the corporation does the research. The director tells me not to dare. You play with fire, you can get burned.